Good afternoon, everybody, and hail Satan. Today's my usual Sinful Sunday broadcast. Um, and we were having on Friday evening, we were having our normal Brotherhood of Satan council meeting here at the national office of the Brotherhood of Satan. And we discussed a lot of things in our council meetings, like usual. And generally, we talk about not just what the Brotherhood of Satan organization is doing or what our projected goals for the future are and those kind of things, organizational things. But we also talk about what we see going on within the satanic community as well, right? And so in that conversation in our council meeting, Drew came up with bringing organization into Satanism because this is something that I see is lacking. Okay. And I'm talking about in the overall satanic movement. It's lacking, right? And that's a bad thing for us. We're at a period right now on the planet's history that we need to be working together with others of like mind. Now, understand, none of us would most likely would be on the wide world web. The reasons we go on the wide world web as human beings and as Satanists is either to represent ourselves or represent our organization or a representation of a business. But the whole idea is we're on the wide world web to connect, bingo, with others of like mind. Okay. And this is where Drew is always telling everybody in Satanism that as individual Satanists, there's no true competition between people. Now, you might ask yourself the question, well, what does Drew mean by that? What's Master Counselor Drew mean by that? Well, in reality, we know we're based on satanic philosophy, and that's individualism. So no two Satanists or no two human beings are going to be alike in the first place. So Drew can't be Jinx Dawson. Jinx Dawson can't be Drew. Okay, I'm just using those as examples, right? Because why? Jinx is Jinx and Drew's Drew. And we both have our own specific magic in relation to our own persona as Satanists, which both of us as generational Satanists have had our whole lives and our families before us. And their families and their families and their families. Fact, not fiction. This is generational Satanism is what I'm speaking about. Okay, but in this video for today, I'm talking about organization, okay? And you have to be organized. What we see too much is Satanism being in the area of the occult, okay, being a branch in the entire occult, which Brother calls the dark occult, which really the word occult means hidden and dark in the first place. Okay, it means hidden from the norm of humanity. Okay, hidden from the profane and reserved for the initiates, whichever way I want to say it. Okay, organization on a personal level, an individual level within Satanism is lacking, guys. Okay, all Satanists come together for one reason: to learn from each other. There's the reason we would come together. Okay, and Satanism, in its basic philosophy, in our tenets of Satanism, says to your own self be true and to follow individualism. But as an individual Satanist, you must be a master of your own life in order to create a true satanic destiny for yourself. So, in your personal persona as a Satanist, you have to be organized. Oh boy. Okay, and then we want to take it a step higher than that, everybody. Now, we have Satanists out there that are doing podcasts, that have authored books, or people like Drew that's just a generational teacher that comes out and, really is starting to learn how to do video right now. And, and we're creating a podcast called Brimstone. It's going to be great to bring people together, right? But those are the people that we should be shining a light on, okay, as a whole of a satanic community. Why? because they are actually out there doing something on an organized level. What do I mean by organized? They're doing podcasts on a regular basis. They're authoring books on a regular basis. They're out there on video, right? Okay. When I say we need to bring organization into Satanism, it's for the whole. It's not for the national office of the Brotherhood of Satan, I'm saying this. The demons are telling me this. That, Drew, this is what Satanism, particularly theistic Satanism, needs to be doing. We need to be the support organization for everybody else. Okay? And that can be done on an individual level as an individual Satanist, not just an organization. And here's what I mean by that. Okay. A great book comes out written by a person we know as a knowledgeable person of the left-hand path. Shia Bile comes to mind. Okay. I'll use him as an example. Good author. Got some really good things that he puts out there. Okay. And we should be encouraging people to keep our money within the satanic and left-hand path community. Support each other. That's what organization brings too. That support that we all could use. Wow. Okay. And these are the important things that will stop Satanism from and the left-hand path from stagnating, and will push on to growth like we could never believe. Okay, for Satanism. There's a reason a Brotherhood comes out at this time, as we do resurface at various times and throughout the history of the planet. There's a reason we're out here now, and I'm out here speaking to everybody. We would like to create a vehicle for a satanic unity to actually become a reality. We're getting too much discouragement from other Satanists out there that do not advocate, and they're usually atheistic Satanists. They don't advocate us coming together. Well, if we don't come together, we can never support each other. We can't do things to enhance each other, to help each other's projects. This is what they should be doing. This is what Satanism should be doing as a whole. Okay? Okay, here's an example. Brotherhood of Satan has a fortunate financial input a particular month of the year. If that happens, you know what Drew wants to do? Drew wants to help others grow. Drew wants to support other people's, whether it's buying their products, whether it's buying their books, being organized, right? To where we actually are a support organization for the people that in Satanism that are trying to be leaders, or are leaders, or are publishing satanic books and doing left-hand path broadcasts and stuff. Blogs and podcasts. We need to support everybody. Everybody that really believes in Satan. Okay. Bring an organization into Satanism. There's the key factor. We have to be organized, people. I can't tell you how many people that I run across, and I'm a 66, let's say 67 year now, Satanist. So I have a lot of experience with people offline. That's where most of my experience comes from. It wasn't from online presentations, from offline presentations. Up until 2003. But we're on the wide world web to attract our own kind. Right? And why would Satanists want to do that? Compatibility makes the best relationships in human or satanic relationships. Compatibility with others of like mind. Very, very important, guys. The days of talking with no action are over with. Satan is saying it's our time. It's the time of the sign of the horns. Stand up and be recognized. Okay, let me go a little further with that. In order to stand up and be recognized, we must be doing something out there to be recognized for. That's why I'm always talking about a person's personal satanic persona, for instance, and having a brand for yourself that actually can attract others of like mind. I don't mean making something up, a false presentation, or a fake profile, or being a fake person. I'm who you see I am. I live this in my everyday life. And the Brotherhood of Satan is organized. There has to be organization in Satanism so that we can do these things. We can actually accomplish goals for Satan and for ourselves. And in doing so, we're helping all the other satanic stars out there in our circle. Our wide world web network that Satan has provided for us as a gift to network with our sisters and brothers for. Okay? We must not listen to the advocating that Satanists can't get along, that we can't do things to help each other, that we shouldn't come together in ritual practices together. We've already shot that out of the water. We've been doing that for the last almost 24 years now. We shot that out of the water when we came public. Now, offline, secretly, Brotherhood of Darkness has always met. We've always had people come together. Most secretive organization in the world, however. So we don't advertise. And didn't want to advertise who we were or any of that stuff. But we were already organized, yes, and coming together. Okay, Brotherhood of Satan comes out, which is a BOD sponsored New Generation project to create a new Brotherhood generation, new blood to come into the Brotherhood. Well, in order for the Brotherhood to do that, we had to come back out, right? But we have to come out and show people we're organized, that we can create a vehicle for you guys to actually live Satanism, but not just for you guys, for everyone, for all of us. This is what the future of the Brotherhood of Satan offline events is going to be for everybody. We're already organized in the Southeast. Okay? And we are going to have a leadership podcast coming up. It'll be right after this next offline event we're having in September. It'll be right around the Samhain time. That's when we're going to have our Brimstone podcast. So the Brotherhood of Satan will actually be doing our own Inferno broadcast. It'll be every month that we're going to do one of those. And we're going to invite other satanic leaders and have guests where people can promote their books, promote the different things and projects they're doing. This is what we need to do for each other. And this brings organization into Satanism. A loose-knit rabble of people that stumble over their own 2 feet on the individual level are never going to go anywhere in life. This organization causes just plain chaos. Okay, and I know about chaos magic. Yes, I do. But there's a reason to use chaos magic. To me, chaos magic, when I have to use it, it's for the enemy. Just mark my words on what I'm saying there. I don't use it in everyday life as a Satanist. Do I use chaos magic to benefit myself? No, it won't benefit you. You have to be using productive magic and create an order to what you're doing, an organization to what you're doing. Okay. The demons told me in that meeting Friday night what I should be speaking about, and I wrote it down. And okay, bringing organization into Satanism. Brotherhood of Satan has a meeting every month at the National Office. Drew always has an A to Z list of goals, accomplishments, things we're working on. Okay? Our full moons, our coven classes here that Drew does for our coven here every month. Extensive Brotherhood coven classes. Okay? Our new and full moons, when we're going to meet, the Sabbaths, whatever it is, we got to write down about our ritualistic practices and things we observe. And not just that, all of our organization stuff. As I said, A to Z. Membership reviews, everything you think of under the sun with organization. Okay, a schedule for the next offline event in September. All this is called organization, my friends. It's called knowing what you're doing. Okay, why does the Satanist leader need to have organization? Because even as a teacher, when you're teaching something valid in Satanism and the Left-Hand Path, you want to be organized in your teaching. Whether it's notes, whether it's a 55-page class like I just did for our coven here last month, it's a online video broadcast from our offline events, a class or a workshop there. Very few can do what I can do sometimes. And I thank the demons, and I owe it to the demons and my family for helping me gain the knowledge. And I also give myself kudos for gaining the knowledge I did on my own. But it's called organization, guys. If you want to create a satanic destiny, you have to be organized. You have to master yourself in order to be and recognized as a master by others. I don't know about you guys out there in the satanic world, but a fool, I'm never going to acknowledge that they're a master. Would you? No, I don't think so. Okay, you get what I'm saying. And when you look at leadership, don't just read what their words are saying. You'll get a sense whether they're organized with what they do or not, right? And real leaders, my friends, are organized. We know what we're supposed to be doing. We have specific goals. I, as a leader, with my own personal organizing and the Brotherhood organizing that I do, I even operate in natural law with it. I use natural law with everything we do. It's because everything is a vibration and current. So is bringing organizational things into Satanism. It's a current. Our working with others is a left-hand path current. That makes that current very real then, when you're actually living it and you're actually doing it and you're supporting your sisters and brothers the best you can. Now, if you can't afford to help other people in the satanic community that are up-and-coming people that are actually providing good services for Satanism and the Left-Hand Path, that's understandable. But if you can, you should know the law of nature that says when you help others, it's going to come back to you. Okay? Too much stereotype floats around about Satanism. That there's people expounding Satanism that we're just terrible people, that we don't care about anybody and we're just for ourselves, and there's no love in Satanism. Wow. You guys do not understand Satan or Lucifer, or you would understand the love they had for humankind, and particularly those that wake up as Satanists. They wouldn't gave us, Lucifer would not have brought us the apple knowledge via Lilith for us, okay? That was out of love. Okay. Satan and the demons need us to be organized. They need us to re-educate people. We can't have a process out there just confusing all the new people coming into Satanism, guys. This is for the existing leadership out there, including myself. It's a reminder. It's a satanic reminder. We can't let the COS or organizations that are against unity or against us coming together, those of us of like mind, even working together, disrupt us, cause discord and chaos only in Satanism. You have to ask yourself, what's the ulterior motive when they're doing that? They want to monopolize Satanism. Okay. That's it exactly. Now I'll bring a couple of little other items. I've recently heard, Drew addresses the issues in the satanic community. And I recently heard, well, Satanism doesn't have any satanic Sabbaths at all. Okay, false. Satanism itself, separate from satanic witchcraft, Satanism itself does have three satanic holidays. The first being your own birthday. The second being Walpurgis. The third being Samhain. And the prominence between Samhain and Walpurgis is about the same. The veil's the thinnest. So those are both powerful times for us. So I don't put one above the other, really. Okay. But there's three. Your own birthday, Walpurgis, and Samhain. But let me say this. That's regular Satanism itself, just following satanic ritual and satanic philosophy. When you move into another stronger area of Satanism, which is actually being a member of a satanic coven, you start understanding that, wait a minute, there's actually 8 Sabbaths. And actually, there's an infernal calendar that I have Drew rewriting right now. Brotherhood of Darkness has me rewriting it. I'm Ritual Master. Okay, so there's a lot of Sabbaths that Satanism does believe in. Okay, now you can go back to that controversial issue. Well, Satanism didn't exist for 66. Bullshit. Okay, let me say this again. I've said it many times. George Pickengill. Fact check Drew. George Pickengill was an avowed Satanist. Grand Master of 9 covens. I founded 7 in my time already, in my lifetime. He was Grand Master of 9 covens. And he stated he was a hereditary witch. He stated straight out he was a Satanist. In order for him to be a generational hereditary witch like Pickengill was, you have to know they were actually celebrating the Sabbath festivals. Satanic witchcraft has always celebrated the Esbits, which is a full moon, that's the name for full moon, and Sabbats, which is the 4 greater and 4 lesser Sabbats. 4 lesser Sabbats, the 2 solstices, 2 equinoxes. 4 greater are the 4 fire festivals. Fallacy, when you hear that stuff out there, guys, another reason organization is important. Now, I've already proven the continuity of the Brotherhood just by going back even further from Pickengill and all the way back and showed the woodcuts and all this other stuff that people have done out there. That didn't come from the church, guys, like I said earlier. That came from artisans that had seen a real satanic Sabbath. Back 1600, hundreds and hundreds of years back. Drew's always going to show our history and talk about those things because it's important. Whenever you have people jealous of people that are organizing, because remember, there's a faction who doesn't want us to organize, they're going to say shit about us. They're going to always say these things that are false. It's false information, guys. So there has to be Satanist leaders out here that can educate people. And again, organization comes in with that. Being organized enough, knowledgeable enough on a personal satanic level, as well as an organizational satanic level. Being organized. We often like to say that the Brotherhood of Satan gives people a chance to be a part of Satan's infernal family on earth. This is a fact. Okay? But Satan's infernal family, although we've been so secretive, shrouded in the mist of time and secrecy because of persecution, wow, we were still organized. And we still held the knowledge passed down within our families to our children, even. I'm a living example of it. And let me say something. I wouldn't be where I am today as a Satanist that actually has knowledge under his belt if I didn't organize my life around Satanism, where I live my Satanism. And I believe in satanic philosophy and live by that satanic philosophy. You can still be true to yourself as a Satanist and be an organized Satanist and even work and support other Satanists. Why? Because you're the master of your own persona as a Satanist, or you should be. Once you know that about yourself, you don't fear and doubt anymore. You don't disbelieve yourself, Satan, or the demons. I always said a key thing is belief, right? And I'm not joking on that one. It's true. The importance of organization in Satanism, I can't stress it enough. Okay? Drink my coffee black, just like my black soul. Now, so many things we can do. Look on the horizon. Be Satanists that follow a dark star like my dad educated me as a young child up to be like. He said, Drew, you always have to have a David, you always have to have a star to follow. Always have a goal to accomplish. Always have something that you see, that you're using your creative visualization and your personal magic to manifest it. And most of all, have a true belief, and you will see. That's why I'm always saying to people, particularly atheistic Satanists, your only problem is you don't really believe in Satan. It's not you got to see to believe, it's you got to believe to see. If you really believed in Satan, you're going to see the things Drew's seen in his life. Whoa. And yes, I'm a clairvoyant. I have that vision. I can see the demons. Every full moon ritual here at the national office with our coven, or at offline events where we have guests and other Brotherhood and guests there. I can see the demons rising from the seals. Whether it's a demonic seal in our book that the keeper of the seals holds and puts on the altar for me and for them every full moon, or if it's the blood seal that's traced on the stomach of a high priestess who's laying full length nude on the altar. I've seen the demon rise from that pentagram and blood off of her stomach as well, particularly when I was a master counselor in Southern California. Again, how I can see the demons is I've organized myself and disciplined myself to learn and study and learn how to do those things and develop my clairvoyant vision. And I might have had a gift from Satan with it to boot, because when I had my satanic baptism, I was 3 years old, 1958. Right after that, I had visitations from Satan almost every night. Scared the hell out of me. I was only 3. So I was already seeing Satan. Developing and being able to see the demons was not hard either. They made themselves available. And the more I entered into clairvoyant research and clairvoyant study and practice, and developed my vision, the more I could see the demons. I'm not a disbeliever. I believe everything I talk to you guys about. 666%. I follow current. Drew follows this current. It's a satanic current, my friends. It is that lightning flash that you sometimes see within the pentacle, or the inverted pentagram star, excuse me. Okay? That actually represents something. A very powerful force. But it's the current, isn't it? Along with that current, part of that current is organization. Count on it. You wouldn't understand the current if you weren't organized to understand the current enough. You're organized enough to understand it. Everything is vibration in this world, my friends, my sisters and my brothers. It's vibration. It's energy. And some people that say that I can't never see Satan. I don't never see Satan. Does he even exist? Does energy exist? Does vibration exist? Do you not believe there's paranormal and metaphysical vibrations that exist? Yes. There is. And yes, Satan is much more than that too. Satan's not just dark matter. That dark matter is organized so things can get done. For Satan, for us as individual Satanists, and for a satanic community to emerge without one specific leader. Drew doesn't want to be the main leader of everything. I've never wanted to be. I'm a leader. I'm a way shower. And our organization differs from COS and other organizations. We don't want just general members, to be honest with you, or just because they pay $200, we're going to accept them as a member. What has the Brotherhood always said about us? We want leaders, not followers. We want leaders, not followers. And we want leaders that are stable, balanced. They have both feet on the ground. They got a fucking stable and good head on their shoulders. That's what we want. Good satanic leaders are going to be those individual stars that the Brotherhood's always going to honor. We'll always honor. Organization is very, very important. Satan admonishes to me the Brotherhood should be Satan's organization on earth. You can't be Satan's organization on earth unless you bring organization into Satanism. Now, we've already done that with the Brotherhood of Satan and with the Brotherhood of Darkness. That's true. We've already proved it to ourselves and have done it. But now we're taking a step out there, something the Brotherhood never did before. And we want to work with others. We want to be a support organization to the ones that are genuine, that are doing something out there. Very, very important, guys. So bringing Satanism to being an organized movement, no, it's not an easy task Drew took upon himself. And I'm just a leading luminary. Okay? I'm just the head of the dragon. But think of yourself on your own. Think about it on your own. How many of you aren't organized in your own lives, let alone be organized in an organized movement of Satanists? That's the goal of every Satanist, remember. Self-empowerment comes from self-governance. Self-governance comes from organization in your life, understanding what priorities should be, spiritual and physical, meaning spiritual and in the mundane world. you bring organization into your life, you're bringing balance into your life. Wow. Let me say something. I've been in the left-hand path my whole life. When you bring balance into what you're doing, you will accomplish great things. Right there. But I want you all to remember to hail Satan first, and next hail yourself as the Satan, the highest embodiment of humankind. Satanists are those that know and those that do. You can't do that without being organized as a Satanist. We're wise. I'll leave you with the same thought that I always tell people. The greatness of any organization depends on the individual greatness of its membership. That equals this. As individual Satanists, we're each meant to shine. We're each meant to be that satanic star in the universe. But no, we're not really separate, even though we're a sovereign star. We're in there with a universe of stars. Okay, I'll leave it at that. Use your own thought forms on what I'm saying here today. Hail Satan, hail yourself, hail the Brotherhood. May you all live long and prosper, have abundant health, and be in good cheer. Hail Satan. So mote it be, now and through eternity.